All right, welcome back to Dank Scott Traders Hub. Good morning, everyone. It is the 4th of August 2025. Yeah, and we're back here to do the analysis as usual. You know the drill, guys, and you know how we always do it. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's pray and get started. Father, we give you praise. We love you. Thank you for today. Thank you for this very morning, Lord. We're back here on this very channel to analyze the market, analyze the charts, and get the insights that we can use to get signals to make money. We give you praise, Lord, that you've already given us that wisdom and knowledge and great insight of the market. Thank you for the profits we're making today. Thank you for last week's profits, and we know that this month is gonna be a great month. We know it. We declare it. It's gonna be a great month in this very year, Lord. Thank you that you are giving it to us. We are taking it. We are making a lot of money out of this market, and we'll still be giving you praise for all you have done. We give you praise. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So, as usual, you know the drill. We start with crush 500. Crush 500. So crash 500 last week. Please let me know if my sound is clear. Yeah, some of things that disturbed my settings over the weekend, so I'm not sure if my sound is very clear. Please let me know if my sound is clear. If it is not, I work on it immediately. Just a minute. There's something I've seen. It should be where I'm getting the issue from. All right, this is I'm just going to use it the way it is. Hope you get me right, you get me clearly, but I'm having a challenge now with the sound. Yeah, so let's continue and we'll see how it goes. All right, so crash 500 on Friday. We last saw it on Friday. We wanted actually on Friday we bought it. We were in a buy. This was the buy here, so congrats to those that made money on Friday. This was the buy there on Friday that we wanted. I don't know why I'm not seeing the history, but yeah, we were buying it. I don't know why the history is not showing. It's weird, but yeah, we entered. Those who remember, we entered the buy. All right, so enough of that. Let's now look at today. Delete everything right here. Delete. Let's see. We had two ways we were looking for this asset. One was if it breaks that level, then it continues with the buy. But then if it breaks down here, we'll be looking for a sell. We'll be looking for a retest. It will be giving us a change of character, meaning we wait for a retest. But it break the high, meaning this was not going to make any sense for us anymore. So after giving us a break of structure up there, we saw a pullback. Almost gave us a change of character right here. Yeah, but then it came again. It was a fake change of character. It came again to give us another break of structure. So apparently we are on a new higher high right about there, and price has failed to give us a new high right here. If you can see that, meaning we sort of have almost equal highs. So now all we need is a reversal signal on H1, just around there. So if price breaks that low, that higher low, then we know the price will be coming in with sales. But this is on H1. Let's look at what is happening on H4. Remember H4, we are still in an uptrend. So H4, we are in an uptrend, and this was a break of structure right here. So price is likely to come back to this break of structure. Yeah, price is likely to come back to this break of structure according to H4. According to daily time frame, however, we're supposed to be seeing even more than that, sales to continue all the way down below. But according to what we are seeing on H4, price is not yet ready to give us this pullback to this, so we are still looking for buys. So in as much as we want sales later, but buys are still strong. The reason we are seeing oversold on overbought on H1 is because of the fair value gap here. It's because of this fair value gap right here. But price is likely to reach, according to H4, it's likely to reach even up there. Then it comes for this. All right, I think that's it for today. I mean, for this asset, I have no business with it. I can only wait for it to give me what I need, what I'm always anticipating, so that I can enter this. So for now, go to H1. Price is above our 10. Buys are still strong, but we are not yet ready to enter any buys according to M15, so we can just be patient. We can be patient before we come in with our buys, because we've just seen, according to H4, buys are going to continue according to H4. So M15 price is within such a range, so if you want, you can enter buys to put you up there, and then down like that until it is oversold. Just a minute. So now that is M, this is crash 500. Let's now go to boom 1000. We are very late due to some audio challenges, but now let's get into boom 1000. So boom 1000 on Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So Friday we wanted the sell to reach here, and it continued actually. Yeah, that was the analysis, but I never entered a sell. I wanted a pullback here for the buy. That's what we entered. That pullback, we made that money within there before it actually broke to continue with the sells. So congrats to those who took that money, and mostly those who are on VIP platform, VIP signals platforms. Now we can delete all that we don't need now, all this other side. Now remember, before I can delete this and that, I want you to remember this. Yeah, those who followed the analysis over the weekend, you should have made money. Now remember, I had told you that this is the level that we are supposed to be seeing buys. Of course, we had even this, you know, those who followed the analysis, we had two levels. That, of course, it gave us that buy. You remember, we made that money there, but then it came strongly to break it and came to our other point of interest, which was this. So this was the overall point of entry for us to make this money. And so those who trade in the weekend, you should have made this money, because we already knew this analysis that we had. The price has to reverse from this order block, and that's what we saw there. So the order block is still valid, just leave it on right there. Now let's go to H1. Before we go to H1, okay, today H4 we need buys, and you can see it's giving us highs and lows, higher highs and higher lows. Daily time frame, price has just reached the retracement level, but no, it has retraced actually, so it's continuing with buys, and hopefully this time we'll see it break that. So price is above our 10 MA. So go to H4, H1. Now H1 is sort of overbought, but we cannot depend on that. What we know is we have a break of structure, and price has come back to test it right about there. And now we have our higher high. So if price fails to come to break this high, then we will anticipate sort of a pullback, to where I don't see where, because it has to give us a higher high. Yeah, it has to give us a higher high. I can decide to enter now if you know what you're looking for. Those who love entering in between, this can be your trade. Let's see on Bollinger. Okay, so with Bollinger you can wait for a sell candle, yeah, which is likely to happen at 11. This can be a sell candle, or the midday candle can be a sell candle. Then you can come in with a buy. Let's confirm that on M15. Yes, M15 confirms that, so price is likely to come all the way back here with sells. So can I enter sells? I think I can. That the only issue is it's going to be a retest kind of move, and normally, like I've always told you, you don't want to go against the trend, the current trend. is a buy. So instead of you going against the trend, you wait for that pullback to happen and then you enter according to the trend. You enter buys, you enter your trades according to the trend. So that's what I can say for now. So retests are good, they can give you quick money, but also they are dangerous if you get them wrong. If you don't get a tight entry when you're entering a retest trade. Yeah. All right, so I can delete this. I don't need it anymore. I know that price is likely to give me a pullback, either back here, then I can enter again, or around this area, right about here probably. So this is what I'm about to see. If I see it that way, then I'm gonna enter without any difficulty, because I know the general trend is a buy and that's what I need. Yeah, I may not enter this pullback sell. Probably if I get a signal on M5, then I can enter, but if I don't, then I just wait for the pullback to happen, then I enter buys, because it's the general trend. Boom 500. Excuse me. Boom 500. We saw on Friday we wanted a pullback there to reach at least there, then we continue the sell. Yeah, that's what we wanted. And we had entered a sell from there. We had entered a sell. It came and took me out in profits within this limit there, within that flag there. And then the buy came through, even though it came a bit late. Yeah, but you can see from that as our target, it came and hit it right here. It came and hit it right about there. So that was done. Those who followed that analysis, congrats on making that profit. So now we can delete everything right here. We don't need it. We don't need everything right here. Take off that and delete that. Let's now go to H4. So right on H4, we want buys for sure. And price, you can see that it has finished reacting to that OB right about there. So what is holding us from entering? Daily, however, daily time frame needs sells. So now we know that H4 is just going to come around there, and then it gives us the sells later. So are we ready to enter buys on Boom 500? I think we are. All right, we can wait on M15 to give us the entry. Yeah, we can wait on M15 to give us the entry, but H1 is ready. M15 is what is remaining. Let me go to M5 now. All right, so I will wait on my entry on M15. Yeah, I'm going to wait for my entry on M15. Can I enter a sell? Not really. I can't enter, but if I get a confirmation on M5, I will enter sells, because now I know let's see. This is weird. Let's see what is happening here. See what is happening here. We have another block where the momentum started from down here on H1, but then there's a fair value gap down below. So this becomes an interesting one for us to think about. Pull back down below here, and then entry for us to get into buys. So can I enter on M5? I mean on M15? Not yet. Not yet. It's a bit crazy, but since the H4, the current H4 has just started, I think I can enter. The current H4 has just started. I think I can enter sales. I'm going to enter sales and have my stop loss above here. So sales, we come in. Sales on boom 500, we lock them in. Now this is a retest trade, knowing that the general trend is a buy, that we just want a pullback and we take our profits there, but it's likely to break and even come here to test this order block. Why? Because there's a fair value gap here that was not mitigated right here. So I can choose to put my stop loss here, but then I'll be trailing my selling profits when it starts to move. All right, so I've locked in my sales on boom 500. This is the analysis, and the general one is like that. We get into sales, then buys later, then we come in with sales according to daily time frame. All right, excuse me. V25S is what is on right now. Excuse me. Vol 25 1S. All right, so Friday we wanted this kind of a sell on Friday, and yes, we saw the sell, but what came first was a fake breakout. So let me see, had we entered? Yes, we had entered sales and we were taken out. Why? Because we entered early, but the sell came through right there. The sell came through, and after that loss, I moved out of the market of this asset. So now I can delete everything there. So I made a loss on Friday there. Saturday I never traded, and you can see on Saturday price started to again come back into buys until actually it broke out. So this is what we saw right there. We have our support trend line there. The reason why this retested there is because price came back to 61.8 right there after giving us a fake breakout right up there. And now price again came. Now price has gone there, so we know that it is likely to come around here again. Something right about there, and then we get into the buys again. Now I want to remind you that H1 is currently overbought. However, H4 is not giving us even a break of structure. Okay, sort of. H4 is sort of not that much, but one can say it's a break of structure. But then if I have that, then I also have this low high, that is my highs. Those are my highs right about there. Then down below here I have my lows. This is my low that gave me the high there, and this is the other low that gave me the high here. So this is the structure I'm currently seeing. Yeah, so gives us a low, high, fails, gives us a low, then a high, so it's likely to first come here. So we are going to see about that. So we know that this is the structure, and the reason I love something like this, gives me where to anticipate my sniper entry right there. So right about now, I just wait. Now I know price can easily give me this here, and then I come in with a buy. Yeah, so when it comes to this trend line, I'm gonna be entering my buys. Alright, so that is it on V25S. So let's go to M15 now. So we know that we are selling according to H1 and M15. We're seeing the lower lows and lower highs on M15, and in fact we are even seeing a heads and shoulder right about there. Yeah, we are seeing a heads and shoulder. So this should have been our tight entry right there. So now that we're on the second candle, I can even add an entry over sell and put my 0.1 here, make an entry for the sell, and I'll put my stop loss here because I know price is not going to come back to it since we are selling. But now it has hit some resistance. This is a support area here. See, I will add another entry right here. Yeah, so I'm looking for sells to reach here, to reach at least this level. So now this is one of those entries that you can still remove your stop loss because you know it has to come down. It's one of those entries. So remember, after this pullback, we can easily see sells according to daily time frame. We will be looking for sells according to daily time frame. So know that after price has exhausted this structure of retracement according to H4, it will later give us sells to break out. It will later give us sells to break out. Remember that. Why? Because it has to come back to this order block. That is the daily order block. We talked about that. Price has to first reach there. So now go back to H1. My buy is on, and I want to adjust my TP right here on this asset. All right. All right, so my sell is locked in on V25S also. Why? Because we are already in the move of the sell, so I'm just continuing with that. Yeah, I'm just continuing with what is already in the move. V75, we Saturday, Friday. All right, so this was a no-go for me. This is Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So Friday never gave us a pullback, so I never entered, I believe. Let me see. Oh yes, I entered and I was taken out. Let me see, what does that tell me? Yeah, I entered for a sell here, looking for a sniper, but yeah, that was my bad and I was taken out immediately. Right there. So on the price never looked back, never gave us a retest so that we can enter buys. So last week was a lesson to hold on to make some quick entries in search of a sniper entry. So now I can delete everything right here, right there, delete. Go to H4, that can also go. So we got a break of structure according to H4 right about there. So the general trend is still a sell. Why? According to price action, we are still looking for sells. That is a general trend, but then price now has decided to go back in the buys according to H1 and of course on daily time frame. So right now price is above our 10 MA. Remember I told you these were our limit or ranges where price is going up and back, back and forth. Now if we can go to H1 is saying sells, but the momentum is low. Looking at HM15, I see something interesting. And that's it. So I see that, and that is a flag. And we know that flags, they give us continuation of the previous trend, and this is going to be one of those where we anticipate buys to come through. So I'm going to buy this without a doubt. I'm not going to wait for a sell. I'm not going to enter for a sell, but I'm going to wait for a buy. So clearly you see why this is a confluence area, and now that it has touched it, it can easily break out. Since it is a flag, it can easily break out and continue with buys. Let me confirm with that. Yeah, it's going to continue with buys. So why do I have to wait? I don't think I should wait. It's going to be my buy. Price is above a 10 MA, and I'm going to be putting my stop loss down below here. It's going to be a big stop loss. Why? Because I don't want price to give me a fake pullback to come around here. So I'm going to have my stop loss here. When it comes back, then I will add another entry, but as of now I believe it's going to break out and give me this kind of target. Yeah, give me that kind of target. My stop loss is quite big. I should have put it here, but I want to be safe. I want to be safe for a while when I'm not worried about it, that I've put a stop loss near and it's going to take me up. So I'm looking for like a 1 to 2 right here. My TP is a 1 to 2 right there. So I'm going to wait. Now if it gives me a certain pullback, then I will enter another buy. But for now, my buy is locked in. J50, let's see, or Friday, let me see, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, this was like sort of a no-go. We wanted a pullback there before we can come in with sales. You can see that, and then it gave us a breakout right here, and now it's still consolidating. So this is likely to be a no-go for me. According to what I'm seeing, it doesn't have a trend currently. It's consolidating. One can say it's consolidating. Yeah, but if you look on H4, things can make sense. That sales are coming in anytime from now. If you look on daily time frame and H4 price is above our 10 MA. Daily time frame price is above our 10 MA. On H1 You had a change of character and price is now reversing back after breaking the retracement level. So it's coming back, meaning the buys are going to come through. So if I go to M15, the sell is on, but later you can focus on the buy. So can we wait for the buy? I don't think I will want to wait. I don't think I will even trade this asset. I will leave it. No business with this asset till I get a clear structure that I can work with. But for now, this is no business. I have no business with this. Delete these two and leave it. You see, according to H4 and using price after that was a change of character. Then price has been coming back to take those highs. So the sale should be coming in, but the sale prices above our 10 MA, we can't afford to enter sales unless if we see H1 getting oversold. Of course, M15 is oversold. The sales can start now, but I'm not buying it now. I'm not looking at entering any trade. Why? Because there's still price rejection just here. So until price gets enough momentum to break this, I'm not looking at selling this heavily because of that price rejection. It's on both sides. You can see those wicks there, a price failing to break that. So it's a weird kind of structure that we are having. So we can wait for price to work out several things before we can come in with ourselves to bring us right there. So for now, no business. J25. J25 on Friday wanted a pullback there, never happened, broke that support and then continued with a sell, retested from that breaker, broke, and then continued again with a sell, and up to now it is selling. So it's almost reaching oversold, it has reached that fair value gap so far, but it's like it has to reach this support. So now this is not going to be respected. We can delete it. We wait for this to happen. So delete this, delete that, delete that, delete that, and we remain with that. So delete also these two. So if I have that, then I can delete that. Then the sales have come in after grabbing liquidity from that OB according to daily time frame. Now it's coming back to that support. It's coming back to that support now. This is crazy. This is crazy. All I can wait for is H4 to reach to be oversold, then I can come in with buys. So for now, no business with this because it's still selling. It has to come to this order block. To this support level right there. All right, leave it at H4. Go to J10. Alright, J10, we wanted price to give us this kind of a move, and price has reached that order block, that fair value gap, and we can see sales immediately started. But are we ready for the entry? So on Friday, actually, those who remember Friday, let's go to H1. Friday we wanted this sell. This is Sunday, Saturday, Friday, so we wanted that kind of a sell, but the sale came in Saturday morning, so I did not trade this asset at all. You can see there history, no history at all. I wanted the sale to come through. So those who followed the analysis on Friday, on Saturday, then you should have made this money to reach our target, which was that order block on H4. Reached it and immediately buys started. You can see that. So apparently we have confirmed the change of character on H4. So now I can delete everything right there. Now I know the general trend is a buy. The general trend is a buy, both on daily time frame and on H4. So what do? I need an entry on H1. So price is going to react on the retracement level. That's what I'm going to be looking at. So price is coming all the way to this level, right about there. That's where I anticipate price to come back to, and then I can enter my buys right about there, and then coming with my buys to continue, because that's the general trend. So once I know that, then I go to M15. So M15 we are selling, same as on daily time frame. So if we are selling on M15 but price is above our 10 MA, and you can see the way it is, it has no momentum, that means it's a no-go for me. I cannot anticipate a sell to enter a sell, but I can wait for that sell to come through. Then I come later with my buys when it reaches to my point of interest. So for now, no business with J10. I have to wait for the buys to come through. Our last asset is gold. So gold, our last asset is gold. So gold, we were looking for that buy on Friday. Let me show it to you, but it even broke our point of interest right there because of news. Yeah, I was actually in, I had just moved out of it, then the news came through and continued with the buy. Those who remember, let me bring it here. I had entered early for the buys. Yeah, those who remember, this is where I had entered my buys from, right there. And then it first came for a pullback. Of course, some of the entries kept on moving up, but some of those I remain. But now, after breaking even and taking some small profit there, look at what happened. After like an hour, the news came through, and that's what happened. Now, I was anticipating sales right here, so I entered my sales, of course, before the news were done, and I was taken out like that. But then we later saw equal highs there, and that happened. That was on Friday. So those who of course anticipated, who followed my analysis of the buys to come through, congrats, because you should have made that money, as even the news supported that. So now we can delete everything right here, and we look for something new. Delete all that. Delete even this now. Delete delete that. Now go to H1. So before you go to H1, go to H4 on daily time frame. So we are oversold I mean, on both time frames. This seems to have hit our target, which was this order block. Now I believe this doesn't make sense. Now I see price is above our 10 MA on daily time frame. It is above our 10 MA on H4, and it is coming from an oversold area. Right here we have our change of character. This was not respected, even that. So we have our change of character. This means that we are going to anticipate a pullback, then we can get into the buys. There's a big fair value gap that was left back. I believe only news can mitigate that fair value gap, or sales can come through. There's a big fair value gap right about there that was left back when the news happened, and it can't just leave it like that. Price has to find a way to come and mitigate it. It has to find a way to come and mitigate this fair value gap, because it holds liquidity. So price has to come around there, and then we get into the buys again. So for now, go to H1 and look at that. Sales are in shape. We will see them later, but we may first see some consolidation, then fake breakout, and then we come in with the sell. Yeah, so we know that sales are going to come through to reach this fair value gap, and then we can come in with our buys from there according to H4 and daily time frame. That is how it's going to look like in as much as this asset gold is concerned. All right, let's do a recap and then we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. We know that the buys are going to continue. I was supposed to enter that short buy, but I don't know what stopped me, but yeah, the buy is on, and then it's going to keep on, within this until it breaks out and continues with the buy right to reach there. So this can be your target right about there, from right there, and then the sales come through. Boom 1,000. We know the sale is going to come through, but we are not yet ready to enter that sell according to M5, so that's why I'm not entering the sell. But if M5 gets ready to give me an entry, then I will enter the sell. But remember, this is going to be just a retest sell or a retest trade. The general trend is a buy, so it's better for us to wait for buys than waiting for sells. Boom 500, I entered a short retest trade also. It's almost the same as on Boom 1,000, but now here I'm in floating losses. Price has spiked and it has gone back to that level right there, so I can enter again or I can wait, because it can spike again to try to look for this high right there. But I can enter again and put my stop loss here. Yeah, so because I know it has to come back here, at least right here, so I will wait. All right, so that is Boom 500. Yeah, that is Boom 500. We want a retest within this, and then wait, wait, this hour has just started, so it can easily fake me out and actually continue, because this was like a pullback, but it left a fair value gap here and another block. So I was looking for this, but it can easily continue because we are not market makers. It can easily continue with this. So if you're risking, make sure you're risking something that you can afford to risk. It can easily break and give us a new higher high right on boom fire on this time frame H1. So be ready if something like that happens. No, we are not market makers. I was saw that as my point, but it can easily break it since this H1 has not yet closed. It can easily break that level and give us a new higher high. So be careful and trade according to your risk tolerance. Don't trade just because I've given you a signal right here to enter the sell, because anything can change from here and the sell can, the buys can continue. Boom, V25, we are in for the sells. It has now gone back again in floating losses, but it has to come to this level. We know this for sure. For it has to come here. Why are we even insisting on this? Because the general trend is a sell. The general trend according to H1, we are looking for sales. Even on the daily time frame, we are looking for sales. So that's why I'm not worried about it. I know it has to later continue with a sell. V75, we entered the buy. Why? Because the general trend is a buy, and we want it to bring us all the way up there. Then we can call it a day. So right about there, then we can call it a day. So I'm currently in some small floating losses. Actually, we are at break even right there. Price is at break even, and the buy is on. So for it, I'm also not worried about it. It may still linger around, but we know eventually it will break out and continue with the buy. Yeah. So that is V75. J50, that's a no-go. We may get into sales, but not now, so don't force any trade there. This also, don't force any trade there until it reaches this, because we already know it's going to come to that level. J10, if you get an entry when probably you get a pullback there and you get an entry for this retest sell, then you can enter it. But remember, the general trend is a buy, so you can always wait for the buys to come through. Then you make your clean entries. Then lastly is gold. Gold, we are likely to see this pullback to grab liquidity on this fair value gap before we get a new higher high. And it will be even confirming the change of character or the reversal signal of the reversal signal to push us into buys. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow, same time, 10:30 to 11:30. Bye bye.